Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Cupid, Parasite, Baltimore Love Song. We're going to be finishing up Gill's route today, and there's only 2 sections left, so I have no idea how long it's going to be. Hopefully, it's not too long. I don't know. I'm ready to get on to the next route. My attention span is very short, so it has been spent already on Gill, and I'm ready to see the next one anyway. I hope you guys are having a good day. Gil is finally having a good day because now him and Lynette are finally together. He's gone and got her out of Celestia, and they're finally together. And now he's going to go meet his dad, which I'm very curious on how this is going to play out. But at least Gil knows what he wants now, and he's going to put up a fight for it. So Gil drove us from 2nd Avenue down to 7th.
ここか。
According to his father, the hotel was a high-class establishment. I just came from work, so I was worried that I wouldn't fit the dress code. Oh, look at Gil's dress code. Oh my goodness. Looked like he just came out of a tire shop. It should be okay. I mean, it's not like I'm wearing sneakers or anything. Even if it's a high-class hotel, formal attire is more the exception than a hard and fast rule. This hotel seems quite befitting of the LCI company president. I see why Gil's father chose this as their meeting place. Gil, I have to ask one more time. Are you 100% sure I should be here?
なんで？もちろんだよ。俺はむしろ君を両親に紹介できる機会が来てすっごく嬉しい。
Gil flashes an innocent smile. He's not nervous at all. Well, regardless of his relationship, he's still an LCI heir. I suppose he's used to places like this. Maybe I should just be as brazen too. I tried to relax when I heard a honk behind me.
ダメだよ、バンブルピック。ホテルの人が見てるじゃないか。君はおとなしく駐車場まで運んでもらうんだ。
I know, don't go around honking. You're gonna cause trouble. Gil whispered that to him, then handed the car keys to the hotel attendant, but Bubble Pig went and moved itself. It seems that it's going to park all on its own. I thought there would be an uproar at seeing a driverless car, so I look around anxiously. Unfortunately, it seemed the doorman for the hotel was already taking notice.
お客様、今のは。
すっごく小さな運転手なんだ。気にしないで。それより約束してるんだ。最上階行きのエレベーターに案内してもらえる？
はい。かしこまりました。
The doorman offered an awkward smile before turning and walking off. Gil and I look at each other and barely hold back our laughter as we followed after the doorman. We arrived at the top floor at the restaurant. Gil gives his family name and we're taken to the best seats. Upon his arrival, Gil's father ecstatically shook his hand.
おお、ギル、元気だったか？
まあね。父さん、母さんと一緒に来てたんだ。
ギル、元気だった？ちゃんとご飯食べているかしら？
うん、平気だよ。母さんも元気そうでよかった。
He probably brought her because you have a soft spot for your mother.
ところでギル、そちらのお嬢さんは？
さっき電話で言ったでしょ。デート中だった俺の彼女で将来を誓い合った女の子。
Practically engaged. Gil isn't holding back how he's feeling, which made me nervous. Cautiously, I introduced myself to his parents. It's lovely to meet you. My name is Lynette Mir. As Gil said, we're dating.
お付き合いを。そうか。なるほどな。
He wanted you to take over the family. Gil's father stroked his beard nervously and started glancing about the restaurant. On the other hand, Gil's mother bowed and had a gentle expression. She stayed quiet as out of consideration for Gil's dad. Gil's father looked at me and was about to speak when Gil interrupted him.
それで、どうして兄さんが辞任なんてしちゃったんだよ。
ああ、それなんだかな。
Gil's father heaves a tired sigh, then looks at his phone.
あやつときたら、 駆け落ちをしよったんだ。
Oh my goodness, I wasn't expecting that.
駆け落ち？相手は
Who do you think?
子供の頃に私が決めたフィアンセとだ。せっかくラブクラフト家に見合う家柄で車への理解がある女性を選んだというのに。
Does that mean Galen was worried about not liking cars? Did he finally open up to his fiancée and decided to live a life for himself? Gill seems to have the same idea as me. We look at each other and know right off the bat that this isn't a good situation. But it's good as the formal real deal Cupid to see that two souls who are tied by fate unite once again. So I wonder why Galen didn't talk to his father beforehand. Did he elope because he thought talking things out wouldn't help, or like Gill, did he think that it would be meaningless to try?
それで兄さんはどうしてるの？
相変わらずボルトモアにいる。それでハンバーガー屋を創業すると言って物件をもう借りたというんだ。
I'm sure for a president of a car company, this is probably like really devastating news. Like your son wants to just open up a burger shop. Burger shop?
それが実は車なんて嫌いで、本当はハンバーガー屋をやるのが子供の頃からの夢だっただなんて言うんだ。私に相談する前に辞任を発表しよってな。その後私のもとにそう記したメールが届いた。結局私は何も言えんかった。婚約者までそれに賛同しているんだと。まったくゲイリーのやつは一体どんな手で彼女をたぶらかしたんだか。
Oh, he tricked her? You don't have to trick people if they're in love.
まったくラブクラフト家の息子とあろう者が情けない。だから私は。
Oh my gosh, you sound like Mars.
情けないって。立派じゃないか。自分の夢を追いかけているんだから。それにたぶらかすってなんだよ。兄さんが婚約者の子を無理やり従えたと思ってるっていうの？
決まっているだろう。私は車によく理解のある娘をゲイリーの婚約者に選んだのだから。
Oswaldo says it so matter-of-factly that I can't believe it. His words only make Gill even more enraged. You didn't pick that girl. He's been in love with her since he was like 10.
違うよ父さん。兄さんはずっと悩んでいたんだ。車が好きになれないことに。婚約者に嫌われたくないから車を好きにならなきゃって俺のところに相談までしに来たんだ。そんな兄さんがたぶらかすわけない。きっと兄さんは正直に話したんだよ。それで婚約者の子は兄さんの夢を応援しようって思ってくれたんだよ、きっと。
車が好きになれない？そんなわけないだろう。ゲイリーはずっと副社長として働いていた。
それがずっと苦しかったって兄さんは俺に会いに来たんだよ。なんで分かってやろうとしないんだよ。
ギル、だが我々ラブクラフト家に生まれた以上、ご先祖様の作り上げたこの会社を守るという責務がある。4代続いた LC 愛社を私の代で終わらせるわけにはいかないんだ。だから5代目にゲイリーを選んだ。それの何が悪いと言うんだ。
It must suck to have kids that don't want to carry on family businesses. I can't imagine.
そんなんだから俺も兄さんも家出しちゃったんだよ。父さんが仕事と会社のことしか見てないで俺たちを見てくれないから。
だが私は家を思って。
家のことを思って俺たちを、母さんをないがしろにしたってわけ。何がラブクラフトだよ。愛を作れてないじゃん。俺ずっと思ってたんだよ。子供の頃母さんが寂しそうにしているって。それで俺は絶対こうなりたくない。好きな人を大切にできる生き方をしたいって思ったんだ。だから俺は家を出たんだよ。きっと兄さんも同じだ。
Gil's father goes silent, at a loss for words. It seems that this is the first time he's heard why Gill left home.
ギル、そんなことを思っていたの。
まさかお前が突然家を出てロサンヨーク大学に入ったまま帰ってこなかったのも。
そう俺は会いに行きたかったから家を出たんだ。家に縛られたくなかったんだよ。
そうだったのか。
Gil's father's eyes go wide. He holds a hand over his mouth and sighs loudly.
お前もゲイリーも私の生き様を見てこの道を歩めぬと思ったのか。そうか、そうだったのか。
Gil's father looks down. He seems to be more regretful than disappointed. After a long stretch of silence, Gil's father finally spoke.
そうか、私は息子たちにずっと理想を押し付けていたんだな。
He accepted that surprisingly easy. I would have thought that he was going to argue with it. He looked bewildered, but also sorrowful. He quietly closed his eyes as though he couldn't understand his children.
そうか、車を好きじゃなかったのか。
Oh, that was really fast. So now we're going into the last section of his route. What, but Gill loves cars. After hearing his father's words, I couldn't help but exclaim that. Let's see. What does Galen not liking cars have to do with Gill loving cars? I covered my mouth in embarrassment, knowing good and well that I made a mistake. Oh no, Gil's secret should have remained hidden. Sorry, Gill. I spoke without thinking. I anxiously looked at Gill and silently offered an apology. However, he simply smiled and nodded in agreement.
大丈夫。それは本当のことだから。
You didn't even think that your son could take over, could you?
父さん、彼女の言う通りだ。俺は車のことが大好きなんだよ。
本当か？
家に縛られたくないとは思ったけれど、車を嫌いになったことは一度もないよ。大体あのラボを作るように工場のおじちゃんに言ってくれたのは父さんじゃないか。
そうだが、本当にそうなのか？私に気を使っているわけではないんだな。
Oh, he's worried that he's just saying it because his father looked at Gill as he's truly seen him for the first time. His father seemed quite depressed about hearing what Gill said about he and his brother running away from home.
もちろんだよ。それに俺、今はアウトロード社で働いてるし。
アウトロード社？カークラフトロードの？
びっくりしたな。父さんがこんなに食いつくと思わなかった。
カークラフトロードといえば全車好き憧れの雑誌じゃないか。私も若い頃には発売日に買いに走って。
Oh, it's adorable. Suddenly, Gil's father gasps and cut himself off. Then he clears his throat and changes the subject.
あそこはうちもお世話になっている。業界1位の車の専門誌の出版社じゃないか。当然知っているに決まっている。
The little boy in him came out for a moment.
あなたったら車が好きなことごまかさなくていいじゃない。
That was the moment when Gil's mother finally spoke. She looked quite apologetic, but there was a glint in her eyes that made it seem like she's actually enjoying this.
お前、その話は。
父さんも車が好きだったの？ただの仕事人間じゃなくて？
You have to have at least a little bit of love for your job, right? You can't just love a job. You gotta love what you do, too. At least if you're a president. We've already seen Shelby's roots. We know how it goes hand in hand.
そうよ。お父さんたらとっても車が好きなの。でもそれを子供たちには隠そうとしてばっかりだったのよ。
それでは威厳がないではないか。私は4代目 LCI 社社長なのだから、厳格にミーハー心は隠そうと。
Why not?
そうね。でもそれがどうやらあだとなったみたいだもの。もう嘘をつかなくていいと思うの。
Gil's mother smiled warmly as she placed her hand over Gil's father's hand.
私も嘘をつくのはやめましょうね。あなた、私のことをもっと構ってくださらない？私、ずっと寂しかったのだから。
She's like, well, since everyone's coming out, I am lonely. Spend more time with me.
あ
All three of us, aside from Gil's mother, covered our mouths in shock at the same time. Then we all looked at each other and then slowly turned to look at his mother.
お前は寂しかったのか。
Aww.
ええ、さっきギルが言っていた通り、あなたったら仕事ばっかりなんだもの。寂しかったのよ。
She sounds cute when she's all pouty.
でも私は LCI 社社長夫人だもの。我慢強く良き妻でいようと思っていたの。でもずいぶん長く我慢したわ。もういいでしょ。
もちろんだ。というか、なんだ、その見合いでの結婚だったから、てっきり私は愛されていないのかと。
Does it mean you can ignore your wife? I swear men are really bad at reading women's like body language and like non-communication or non-verbal communication. My husband's the same way and we didn't have an arranged marriage. It's like, hey, if she is giving you a pouty face, then it means more to her than just convenience. Pay attention.
あら、どうしてそんな勘違いをされたの？
だって私は婿養子だし、お前はあなたは車と結婚したかっただけねって言っていたから、会社目当てで婿に入ったと思っているんだと。
Just want to marry a car. Oh, a twist. I didn't know Gil's father took on the company name and not his mother. The plot thickens. Oh my goodness. I can't believe it. The writers translated it like that. It's just, it seems so out of character from the rest of her thoughts. Now everything makes sense. I can understand why Gil's father became such a workaholic. Because of his outsider status, the president of LCI, who had married into the family, would naturally face resistance. So she was the heir to the company, but they needed... She needed a husband to manage it or something. I don't know. I'm so confused now. That's why Gil's father worked so hard. He wanted to prove himself. He was empowered by his love for cars. Yet in exchange, he thought his wife didn't love him and that their marriage was simply for convenience.
それにお前、別にあなたは家にいなくても平気よだなんて言っていたじゃないか。
This is what my husband suffers from all the time too. Just because she says something doesn't mean she means it. You gotta read in between the lines. My husband hates that. He's like, just tell me what you want.
あら、そんなこと言ったかしら。
Like, I don't like telling you what I want. I like you knowing what I want. Even if it's just an educated guess, then it makes me feel like you care enough to know what I want. Instead of, I have to tell you all the time. That's not satisfaction.
ああ。確か国際自動車ショー関係で海外を飛び回っていた時に。
そんなことあったわね。でもあれは私に遠慮しないで楽しんできていらっしゃいって意味で言っただけよ。
そうだったのか。てっきり嫌味かと。
まあそういう気持ちもあったかもしれないわ。だってあなたったら本当に車が好きなんだもの。だからそうね、寂しくて嫌味を言ってしまった時もあったかもしれないわ。
お前、
Seeing his mother's melancholy smile made his father look regretful.
そうだったのか。それなのに私はお前の気持ちにすら気づかず。
It's okay, even if he knows now, he's still gonna make the same mistakes. They never learn from their mistakes.
でもね、それ以上に私は車が好きなあなたのことが好きだったの。だから今の今まで我慢してこられたのよ。
Gil's mother flashed a big, earnest smile, causing his father to be speechless. Gil's father covered his face with both of his hands and heaved a deep, deep sigh.
私はなんて遠回りを。
We're all the same in a way, Gill and myself, Galen and their father. We all kept reaching for what we thought was the right thing to do, yet all we did was run around in circles. Dad told me that by nature humans are creatures filled with mistakes. Yet humans also have the ability to right all of their wrongs too. There's always enough time when you look for it. As long as they realize that fact, things will turn out in their favor.
父さん、今度母さんとデート行っておいでよ。
そうだな。そうしようか。
The corner of his father's lips twitched to a smile. He glances over to Gil's mother. His eyes were kind. Even if he's only a Lovecraft by marriage, was the man who was capable of crafting love. Did he take her last name? That's very rare in marriages, but I'm curious if that's the case here.
嬉しいわ。でももう少し先で私は大丈夫よ。だってあなた本社をロサンヨークに移転する仕事で大忙しじゃない。
Oh, really?
あ、そうか。そうだったな。
ロサンヨークに本社を移転？どういうこと？
ああ、ボルトモアは工業的には良いのだが、やはり商業の中心はロサンヨークだからな。いい加減本社を移転しようと思っていたんだ。それで移転の際にゲイリーの社長就任も同時に進めようと思っていたんだが。
Gil's father looks utterly defeated all over again. He places a hand to his forehead.
そうだった。その商談で私がロサンヨークへ出かけている間にゲイリーには辞任駆け落ちされたんだった。
そうだったんだ。というか移転の件なんで俺に教えてくれないんだよ。
連絡を絶っていたのはお前の方だろう。
Yeah, that's kind of your own fault.
そりゃそうだけどさ。
Gil looks up at the ceiling and heaves his own sigh.
いろいろと私が勝手に話を進めてしまったからな。ゲイリーも社長就任前が最後のチャンスだと思い駆け落ちをしたんだろうが、本当に私は悪い父親だな。子供たちの夢を知ろうともせず全て押し付けてばかりだ。ギルもすまなかった。そういえばお前を役員に任命しようとした時にお前は反発して家を出たんだったな。すまなかった。勝手に役員にしようとしたりせず最初に話し合うべきだった。本当はお前が私の後を継いでくれたらどれだけいいか。だがお前は今や アウトロード社の社員だしな。
His father looked at him with eyes full of regret while speaking his mind. His eyes were filled with hopes of his son succeeding him. I wonder what's going through Gill's mind right now. I glance at him and come to the conclusion that he knows what to do.
リネット、いいかな。
He would really like to be the president. Probably. Of course, Gill. I already know what he's thinking just by looking in his eyes. Gill is someone who loves cars with all his heart. He's also someone who's been my protector and loves with that same heart. If he chooses this path, then things will work out, I'm sure of it.
あのさ、父さん。好きな人と結婚できるなら、俺、会社を継ぐよ。
本当か？
Gill's father jolts up from the table with renewed vigor. Gill nods in spite of his shock at his father's shining eyes.
うん。俺が好きなのはこの子と車。それが世界の中心にあれば、どんな生き方でも嬉しいんだ。そもそも家を出たのだって自由恋愛したかったからって言ったでしょ。本当に俺、その気持ちしかなかったんだ。
Everything's fine now.
役員に反発していたのだって、役員になったら勝手に婚約者を決められるって思っていたからだった。それに俺、うちの車好きだしさ。この手でそれが守れるなら、やっぱり嬉しいんだ。
Gill smiles and looks at both of his parents with no hesitation.
アウトロード社の人もさ、説明すればきっとみんな分かってくれると思うんだ。そもそも俺の名前がラブクラフトって時点ですでにある程度察してる雰囲気あったし。
ギル、本当にそう思ってくれるの？あなたは無理をしていない？
うん、ちゃんと考えていったよ。それにさ、ちょっと前にいろいろあったんだけど、その時に知ったんだ。何よりも彼女が大切だって。だから彼女を守れるなら、そばにいられるなら、俺は何にだってなれるって思ったんだ。
Gill smiles bashfully as we gently twine our fingers together.
前に彼女に自分の夢を追ってって言われたこともある。それで自分がやりたいことをきちんと考えた。でもやっぱり俺は俺なんだ。失恋パラサイトで愛が思いまんまのギル・ラブクラフトだった。俺が俺らしく生きるっていうなら、多分彼女を愛し続けるのが一番なんだと思う。だから俺はちゃんと彼女を守れる男になりたい。男として一人前になって逃げてきたものと向き合いたいって思ったんだ。俺はまだ実家から逃げていたから。
Oh, Gill. I look at Gill and silently ask him if he's sure, but his gaze is determined. He stares directly at me and smiles. He said that this path would make him the happiest, and nothing will change that. Gill Lovecraft has his eyes on a bright future. In a way, it's frightening how much influence I have on him, and I'm still happy that he loves me so passionately.
確かに文章を書くのも好きだよ。でも別にそれはアウトロード社にいなきゃできないことじゃない。俺の名前はラブクラフトだし、子供の頃から車を作るのも見るのも大好きだったからさ。大好きなものを守りたい。ラブクラフト家も彼女も。俺にその力があるのなら、それを選びたいんだ。
Gill smiles again and looks directly at his father. There was no more hesitation in his gaze. Gill had always avoided talking about his family. Now he's talking so earnestly despite his clash with his father. And in the end, Gill stood up for himself and crafted his own future. All I can do is happily support him.
ギル、そうか。そう言ってくれるか。
Gill's parents look at him with a mixture of bewilderment and hope. His parents talked openly about what will be expected of him if he's to become the 5th generation president of LCI. They're pleased that Gill will succeed his father, but there's still a lot of issues. Galen, his brother, just resigned. There's the possibility of LCI's reputation being damaged. There's also the matter of moving the HQ to Lost York. It's a big company, so naturally there's different opinions. Gill and his father talk to one another as if making up for all the time they lost. After his father finishes speaking, Gill smiles. I know that, he says. Know what? Did I read too fast? Probably. And from there, Gill quits Outroad and officially is appointed the role of president of LCI. Not even vice president, huh? Everyone at Outroad said I knew this would happen. There were lots of smiles as they saw him off. We went together to share the news with Galen. He ended up sobbing out of joy and hugged Gill fervently thanking him. As thanks, Galen fed us loads of prototype burgers. They were all so good that I'm sure his shop will turn out fine. Prototype. After that, Gill attended a press conference out of his new role. Now he works day in and out to help move LCI to Lost York. Every day had a new hectic surprise, but Gill and I still find the time to eat together. That moment of bliss is like the calm eye of the storm. It's our peaceful promise to each other. All around us, life continues to change, but our meals together are the one thing that stays the same. Do I get a CG? I hope so.
疲れた。
Oh my goodness. Gill came back late that day and flopped down on the sofa. Come on, let's get you changed, Gill. Your suit's going to get wrinkles.
わかってる。
He's like, I don't wanna. He replies with a sleepy tone as he turns onto his side. He has this glassy look in his eyes as he glances at me.
ねえ、こっち来て。
He asks me in that coaxing tone of his. Of course, there's no way I can deny him. Oh, really? I approach him and go down on my knees. Gill reaches out and embraces me.
ああ、生き返る。
Oh, you. I pat Gill on the head and whisper a prayer for his health and rejuvenation. Gill closes his eyes and takes a deep, relaxed breath. It's as if he's unwinding and enjoying my touch.
ああ、幸せだ。このまま寝たい。
No sleeping. What about dinner? And you need to take a bath too.
1秒でも長く君とくっついている方がいい。
He mutters with a tired voice, all while rubbing his nose on my neck. I tickled my neck, so I twist away while patting Gill's arm. Come on, Gill. I made crab cakes for dinner, and I know that's your favorite. Let's go eat them together.
やったー。でも、もう少しだけ。
He's rubbing my neck like Chi likes to do. Ever since we confessed and affirmed our love for one another, he doesn't hold back with touching me now. It feels like he's making up for lost time. I've become his girlfriend and his body pillow. He does this every day. I'm honestly thrilled though. I wouldn't say no if my husband did that more often. I feel like he's my body pillow sometimes. But my heartbeat always speeds up whenever he does this. I get so overwhelmed by how much my love controls me. Back when I was still naive, I didn't think anything was wrong when I tried to take a bath with Gill.
ねえ、久しぶりに一緒にお風呂入らない？
Ah. He mentions the bath like he was reading my mind. I was utterly shocked by his question.
君と一緒に入りたいな。
Hold on, we have to eat dinner. Plus you need rest. You'll ruin your health if you don't go to sleep earlier.
君は風呂に一緒に入ったら早く眠れないって思ってるんだ。
That's the way he convinces her. Oh, you. He giggles playfully and runs his fingers through my hair. I know what will happen if I take a bath with Gill, but I think I've dug my own grave here.
でもさ、俺ももう限界なんだ。そろそろ君が欲しい。
Gill had pulled me on top of him while laying on the sofa, but now he picked up and flipped me over. Suddenly he pushed me into the sofa. Now I was on bottom and Gill was on top. Yes, thank you for
別
sharing
に
that.
風呂じゃなくてもいいや。どこでも俺は君を愛せるからさ。
Gill? Oh my goodness. How? Okay. I know what he was implying there, but it's very hard to play around like that in a bathtub. You would need a really big bathtub. I was about to change the topic back to dinner, but suddenly Gill's lip pressed against my own.
ねえ、実はさ、明日久しぶりに休みなんだ。だからデート行かない？
A rare day off and Gil wants to go on a date. It feels like a treat. I open my eyes even though we're still kissing. Are you for real? You mean I get you all to myself all day?
うん、君も明日休みだったでしょ？だから無理やりもぎ取った。
Oh, that's wonderful. Joy fills my entire heart. I embrace Gil from beneath him. We can be together all day tomorrow, just the two of us. The thought of that makes me so happy.
ああ、もうだからさ、そんなに可愛いことしちゃダメだよ。せっかくこれでも我慢しようと思ってたのに。
Gil mumbled something to himself as he started to kiss me again. What did Gil say? Something like not yet? I wanted to ask him, but his lips won't relent. My goodness. All I can feel is a sweet, fiery kiss that threatens to melt my core, that and Gil's lips descending onto my throat and chest. His eyes are so dark and serious. I was enthralled by his gaze. I can sense all of my thoughts fading into nothingness. Gil has a day off tomorrow. He promised that we'll go on a date. Somehow I don't think I'll make it if we keep at it. He's so focused that he didn't even give me enough time to voice my opinion. On the sofa, we express our love to each other. Our fingers weren't enough. Instead, we communicate with our bodies. In the end, we took a bath together. It was just like the day we officially became lovers. And the next day, Gil and I have our promised date. Actually, it's been a while since we went out together. Now that I think about it, this is our first date since we formally started dating. That's cute, they go back to the theater. Oh, Gil, you're already here. I hope I didn't make you wait too long, did I?
今来たところだよ。
Gil suggested that we meet outside despite the fact that we live together, and actually we met up elsewhere. Today's meeting place was somewhere memorable. Back in college, we worked as part-timers at the theater on 2nd Avenue.
なんだギル、お前30分もここで待ってたじゃないか。てっきり振られたんだと思ってたが。
That's funny.
ちょっとオーナー、バラさないでよ。
It's funny he doesn't text saying, I'm here an hour early anymore. Now he just tries to keep it to himself. I knew it. Gilsta has a habit of arriving early. This morning he said he needed to drop in the office, so he left ahead of me. Here I thought I'd be the one waiting for him. This is just business as usual for Gill. At least he didn't send a wall of text ahead of time.
本当にお前は全然変わらないな。見た目だけは一人前になったみたいだが。
そうですよ。俺は全然変わらないんです。あの頃からちっとも。
Gill's lips curve into a knowing smile as he takes my hand.
変わらない方がいいこともあるんです。例えば彼女への思いとかさ。
なんだお前たち、ようやくくっついたのか。
俺たちが当時付き合ってなかったこと知っててあんなからかい方してたんですか？
お前の反応が面白くてな。
はあ、性格悪いオーナーだよ、まったく。まあいいや、映画を見よう。
Yes, please. The place we met was laden with memories from our time in college. Our date felt like a blast from the past. We watched a movie. Then we went on a walk in the campus courtyard. Back then I didn't understand Gill's feelings at all. Now we walk together with mutual affection. Afterward we walk all around Lost York together. By nighttime we arrived at the amusement park. While the night view is amazing, coming here at night was a great idea. I was so busy cooing over the amusement park. Thankfully Gill was looking relieved.
よかった。君ならそう言って喜んでくれるんじゃないかって思ってたんだ。それで大学の頃から君とここに来たいって思ってた。ようやく来られて嬉しいよ。
Gill squints as if reflecting on the past, but his eyes shine with a hint of sadness.
こうして君と来られる日が来るなんて思わなかった。だから本当に嬉しいんだ。
He gestures at me while expressing his heartfelt emotions. I couldn't help but smile in return. Well, if that's what you were thinking, you could have invited me here sooner.
そうだよな。でも俺にとって因縁の場所みたいになっちゃってさ、ハードルが上がっちゃったんだ。
Oh, what do you mean by that?
俺の早とちりと遠回りの場所なんだ、ここは。
I don't remember. Gill hesitated, then looked directly at me. When I saw his gentle stare, my heart skipped a beat. His eyes were so kind, but there was determination in his clear gaze.
でももう逃げないって決めたから、ここに君を連れてこようって思ったんだ。
Oh, Gill. He takes my hand and gently pulls me close. For a moment I thought Gill would kiss me, but then he covered my eyes with a blindfold for some reason. What?
だからちょっと目をつむってもらっていい？俺のやりたいことに付き合ってもらいたいんだ。
Sure, I don't mind. I nod my agreement and hear an audible gulp from Gill.
だからその素直さは反則だよ。変なことしたくなる。
What kind of mood?
ああ、もういいから。あんまり俺の前で無防備にならないでよ。
I'm like, you have to ask. He's like always in the mood. Well, no matter what, I trust you. I know you'd never do anything to hurt me.
しないとも言い切れないから言ってるの。
I could hear a mix of bashfulness and mild irritation in Gill's voice, yet I felt a thrill hearing him talk like that. Unlike my time in college, I'm no longer ignorant. I know how to tease Gill and play with him too. Gill Lovecraft is my one and only love. I think I have a pretty good grasp on how he would want to tease me too. That's why he'll continue to look at me when he's feeling playful. I felt so happy that I wanted to tease him in return. But I also know that overdoing it will raise the stakes. I know, right? So instead of starting something I can't finish, I go along with his whim and let him guide me by my hand. Soon I hear the hiss of a machine moving. A door opens.
足元段差、気をつけて。
Sure. I can't see where I'm going since my eyes are covered and closed, but for some reason I didn't feel any worry. Gill guides me by the hand. Deep inside my heart, I trust Gill not to betray me. His warm hand always guides me everywhere. His kind hand will take me to some unknown wonderful place. We go up the steps and then Gill asks me to sit down. Once seated, I hear a door close. I heard something rustle like Gill was taking something out. Then I heard him take a deep, deep breath. Oh my goodness.
よし。目隠し取っていいよ。
I feel like he's going to propose. Gill seems more nervous than me, and I couldn't even see. I wonder what his deep breaths were for as I removed the blindfold. Then, eyes wide open, I froze. What I saw in front of me was... I knew it.
リネット。
I knew it. He's going to propose. What, in a Ferris wheel, I think? Gill Lovecraft held out a ring with a quiet smile. The diamond in the center was like the brightest star in the Earth's sky. Gill was dressed up like we were in a movie proposal, and that beautiful ring was in a box that he held up before me.
俺と結婚してください。
I gasped and my hands fly over my mouth. Could this be a... No, there's no answer. It has to be. A real proposal. I see. So what lies ahead for our happy life is marriage. Cupid is a god capable of making people fall in love. On the other hand, Juno is the god who reigns over marriage. When I was at Cupid Corp, I thought I had to care for all the members up to their marriage, but that wasn't right. Marriage is a promise. It's a promise to spend eternity together, a promise made between two souls. I never even imagined that there would be a day when I, Cupid, would get married. That was because I was the real deal Cupid, but now I'm just a human woman who was Cupid. Dad told me that if I fall in love, I will become fully human. That's why I'm just a human woman now. It's because I've chosen to live my life with my beloved Gill Lovecraft. How could I not see that the end result of falling in love would be marriage? I didn't imagine that step in our path together. I don't know why. As a marriage advisor for like 2 years, it should be drilled into your brain. And it should be like, I wonder when Gil's gonna propose. I mean, you don't think he's gonna date you forever, right? I'm still so ignorant of so many things and too reliant on Gill. He's more like the god Cupid than I ever could be. I felt so many emotions swirling in my heart. The biggest was happiness. I felt on the verge of tears. I feel so happy.
本当?
Gill looked relieved. It's like he was prepared for the possibility of rejection. I know, but why?
実は心配だったんだ。父さんたちの前で一回セミプロポーズしちゃってたしさ。
That's cute.
君に喜んでもらえるか、一生のプロポーズにできるかって悩んでて、この日のためにたくさんプランを練ったんだ。
And again, Gill did say something like this in front of his father. Gill told his father that he would love me for the rest of his life, and yet never in my wildest dreams did I imagine being married. You are still naive. I thought that was in the far-flung future. I had imagined that future without myself in it. But now I'm going to marry Gill.
ね、指輪をつけていい?
Yes. Gill nods and takes my hand so he can put the ring on my finger. The ring shines in the nighttime lights and my vision blurs. I'm so happy. Thank you, my love.
俺こそプロポーズに応えてくれてありがとう。
Gill smiles at that same innocent smile with a bit of teeth. He looks like the cat that got the cream. I wish they could translate it a little bit better. It's just so silly reading it like this. Like he could have said he gave you a big innocent smile. That would take care of the teeth bit.
リネット、愛してる。一生大切にするよ。
He gently took my left hand and kisses the back of it. Then Gill looks up at me with an unabashed look of love shining in his eyes. I feel as if I could make a home in that warm gaze. Gill and I will always be together. We'll face everything that comes our way. We'll always be by each other's side. Through trials and tribulations, come what may, we will hold true to this oath. We swear by our promise in our hearts. Why? Because we know that no matter what, we have one another. We can face anything so long as we face it together. Gill and I take one another's hand and kiss, welcoming the next step of our lives together. Yay, I got a screenshot. I was a little bit worried. Oh, look, there's gotta be one.
Just special to me.
Yeah, I wanted to use that kiss CG, but it happened to be in the same section as the bath one. So finally we got a sweet and happy episode without any frustrations, any disappointments. Even if it wasn't the one they got together in, it still was the last one in the entire thing. But it's whatever. Gill finally got his happily ever after. He deserves it. He's been in love with her for 6 years and he deserves it. So yeah, look forward to the endings next. This is going to be a fairly short one. So fast editing, I'll be able to get it out, no problem tonight. I mean, it's only like 3:30. Kids went to school today, so I'm recording during the day now because I don't get interrupted. And I don't have yelling children in the background that possibly could get picked up by the mic. So it's good days ahead. Anyway, as always, if you guys liked, drop a thumbs up down below and or subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.